If you can see here in the two-car garage, we paint everything light. So if you look at, we'll also use it as our paint station. So if you look out here to where I'm pointing the light, if we can restore any doors or any closet door, we will. We'll just re-sand it down, repaint it, put new door handles. And what we do here is all the walls get painted white. The ceiling is painted white. We're going to replace the light, of course. If you can already see, this is our appliance that we already have in place that we're going to be using in the kitchen. And then, even though the floors are not done yet, because as you can see, this is where we store a lot of stuff at the time, we ultimately convert this room and paint all this an epoxy gray. So it makes the garage look modern, and it makes the garage look clean. And we paint all the walls white and everything so that the space looks clean and looks big. And that's why we use it. But again, stainless steel appliances and things of that nature, that is on demand right now in the market. So we have to compete in this particular area. And so this is basically what we use. All right, so if you can see also, we talked about tile in the wet areas. Basically, we use a neutral tile that's light. And in particular in this house, because the house is small. So we use a neutral color tile, so it'll kind of flow throughout the entire property. And all the wet areas are kind of neutral, they all connect, and it's very uniform. So when the client comes in, a potential buyer, they see new finished doors, light colored walls, they have nice flooring, appliances, nice tile. When they walk in, is that feeling of this is a fresh house. And that's what our staff specializes in. We focus on making these houses look and feel updated so that somebody feels comfortable with moving into the house.
Now, Rick, many investors that are involved in fixing and flipping, they'll leave a property. We talk about security briefly. You know, what type of measures do you put into place to kind of protect yourself from, even regardless of the neighborhood? So, no matter if it's a good neighborhood, things always happen. So what kind of protections do we put into place?
You know, it really depends on the area itself. Like, we have some neighborhoods in California because we also do business in California. And when our staff goes to a property, and we already know the market where it's known for crime or things of that nature, even though we try to minimize that, the reality is wherever you go, crime can happen. So in California, because of our budgets, because we invest so much more capital in our renovations, what we'll do is we'll actually install, we have a contract, it's kind of like an ADT, I forget the name of the company now, but what we do is we have portable security systems that we install in all the houses. And by the time we get done with the house and after we sell it, we take those systems, they're portable, and we put them in the other houses. And that's one of the ways that we do it. Now, in these properties here, one of the things that we've done, because we move from house to house, many of the times we'll have a crew that stays the night in one of the houses. So they kind of keep an eye, get it done, they move on to the next one. And of course, when you're putting appliances and things like this, we make sure we lock things up, especially in houses like this, and we have everything secure. Luckily, we haven't gone into the really bad neighborhoods where you really have to worry about that because we normally try to stay away from that. But we still try to take those precautious measures to protect.
Now, from an investor, again, from a standpoint of that's the security end of it, you're dealing with multiple properties. What type of insurance does an investor group have to have in order to protect multiple assets like this?
Yeah, you know, we always get an individual insurance policy for each property, which covers our money. And one of the things we do in order to protect our money and our investors' money is that we name the lender, our company, one of our companies, as the beneficiary in the event that there is a storm, in the event that there's a fire, in the event that there's anything, which is what is called hazard insurance. Now, one of the other things that we do is, as a corporation, we have an insurance umbrella policy that covers several $1 million worth of real estate. Part of that coverage is in the event of theft, in the event of any other types of vandalism or anything of that caliber. Then what we would do is we would actually call the original insurance policy. If the original insurance policy doesn't cover, then we take our umbrella policy, and that umbrella policy covers these types of issues. And so one of the key components that I really believe have protected us as well is that throughout the stage of rehab, we have a software in our system where on a regular basis, before any draw, somebody comes in, takes pictures, photos, video footage of each property. And what that allows us to do is to have a catalog of the progression of the improvements on the house. And if God forbid something were to happen or somebody vandalizes or steals something, we can easily go back to the photos and reference them in our actual insurance claim as this is the condition of the home prior to the actual theft, which is one of the big things that a lot of people don't do.
Right.
And so what happens is when they call the insurance company says, well, how do I know that it wasn't like this before? And so for us, we can say, well, clearly, please see Exhibit A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Here's all the pictures and photos that we have. And so that's one of the things. Among also being able to hold accountable the contractor. The contractor knows that we come here and on a regular basis. Even if he sends us pictures, we show up. And when we show up, they don't know. And that also helps us to make sure that they know that they need to be on their feet completing what they're supposed to be doing, because it will be checked.
So from start to finish, traditionally, what's your in and out time on a project?
This property, for example, which was an $11,500 budget, is going to take us about 3 to 4 weeks generally. We push for 3 weeks. This property will be done in 3 weeks, the way that I'm looking at the condition so far of the property. He's just got to lay down tile, backsplash, install appliances, put the new face plates, install the doors that, as we saw earlier, have been painted. He's got to tweak the bathroom over there, do some deep cleaning and some refacing on the other bathroom, and then we're pretty much going to go back outside, mow the yard, clean the yard, get it ready for marketing, and that's it. So we should be done within our 3-week timeline.
Excellent.